This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 802. Hello, it's Mike Matthews, broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcaster Valley, California. Today, I have a very special band on the segment Into an Interview. It's CRUMB CATCHER, and we talked to their three members at their special HQ in Burlington, North Carolina. It's my first interview for 2015. Plus, we hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And hi ho, it's off to a measles epidemic we go, incidentally.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That news story we will get to in just a little bit, I promise. Hey, I watched Imitation Game last night. It was a miss, not a hit. We'll find out more about that later on. Last show, we ended with a joke. That was Satan spawn. It was terrible. It was having to do with
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It was a selfie joke. It was, you know how they say duck face selfies, duck face?
Mike's
When women do the
Daily
thing where they try and make their lips
Podcast.
look really big, they do duck face.
Yeah!
And the joke was duct tape face. Of course, you have to hear the last show to understand the setup to that joke to make it funny, but never mind. And then, oh, look who just walked in. Hello, Michael Matthews, is Madame Rootabega, and I have a beautiful duct tape face. You do, you have duct tape all over your face. Let me try and get some of that off. Madam, are you okay? Yes, Michael Matthews, that was a wonderful exfoliation process. Woo! Yes, it was. I think you also got all that mustache hair off your face. Ouch, ow. Okay, I deserved that. Hey, that got some of my mustache hair off my face. Those were some direct punches, really. And we also ended last show with the word cup in honor of Ariana Grande. And that was a Starbucks joke. And then to listen to that setup, go back to the last show. The last show is really killer. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the banking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we think that you're a little too obsessed with the Ariana Grande day.
Yeah, maybe you should laugh, because you get a little creepy. Do you know that? You guys, I'm just saying, because she's so well-known and she sounds like a Starbucks drink. I don't know. I'll drop it. Megan Matthews, why didn't you like the Imitation Game? Well, Benedict Cumberbatch is great in it. It's such a big... Alan Turing had a fascinating life. I don't know if you know any of it. He was gay. He was a brilliant mathematician. And the interesting thing you learn from this movie is that in England, they don't say math. They always say maths. They pluralize it always. That was kind of cool. Alan Turing had to take a chemical castration because he was caught having a relationship with another man, and that was illegal in England at the time. He had a fascinating brain that came up with what was to later be the computer. He thought digitally. He came up with the whole digital concept. Oh, and he helped us win the war against the Nazis, World War II. Let's hear it for Alan Turing. Yay. But this movie, let's not hear it for this movie, because this movie just was not, it was too much, and it kept jumping in between when he was a child, later on in his life when he was caught in a same-sex relationship, then the time that he was trying to decode the Enigma code from the Nazis. And it just jumps back and forth between these three things. You get so confused. Oh my gosh. Wait, the movie is kind of like an enigma, like the Enigma code, because there was these three settings that the Nazis had, and that was what made the code and made it virtually unbreakable by the British. The movie is an enigma. That should have been their slogan. Michael Master, I think you're an enigma. Thank you. So the movie should have just focused on one thing, the Enigma code breaking, because that was just fascinating. Oh, and Keira Knightly in this movie. Why do you put Keira Knightly in any movie anymore? Really? She's supposed to be Alan Turing's wife. Come on, that's believable. That's just ridiculous. What's also ridiculous is measles at Disneyland. More than 24 people have contracted measles in an outbreak that's being traced back to 2 Disney theme parks here in California. This according to The Independent out of England. Officials from the California Department of Public Health say that 26 people have come down with the disease by either visiting Disneyland or Disney California Adventure, which is right next door. The health department reported that 22 of the cases are in California, 2 are siblings in Utah, and there's 1 case in Colorado and 1 in Washington. Those infected range in age from 8 months to 21 years old. At least 8 of those who contracted the illnesses were not vaccinated. They're Jenny McCarthy followers. By the way, I would like to thank Jenny McCarthy for ruining my New Year's Eve. Why the heck? Watching her Ryan Seacrest appearance, and she's just sucking face with Donnie Wahlberg the whole time. Why do I want to welcome in 2015 that way? I mean, I guess I could think of worse ways, but health workers say they believe that someone who was infected with measles visited one of the parks sometime between December 15th and 20th, and it spread from there. Measles have a 9-day infectious period. The symptoms start with a fever, cough, runny nose, red eyes, and then there's a red rash, and the disease is famous for that. It starts in the face and then spreads elsewhere on the body. When I had measles, I picked one of the measles bumps, and of course that you are scarred then by that. And so the measles bump that I picked, it left an indentation in the very top of my forehead. And one guy that I know who is really creative and kind of into mystical things, he said,
Mike, that's your third eye.
Michael Matthews, that guy sounds like a nutcase. No, he was really nice. Measles have not been in the U.S. since 2000, but the disease has broken out in various other parts of the world, including Europe and Asia. Health workers speculate that the person who spread the disease came from a country where measles is endemic. A measles vaccine is available, and 2 doses of the vaccine have proven to be more than 99% effective in preventing the disease. It's been available in the U.S. since 1963. But some parents want to have their kids live in a world that's pre-1963. What they should do is have them watch Bonanza reruns all day, and then we won't have any measles outbreaks. What do you think? Email me, MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show, or if you'd like to sponsor the show, MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. Ooh, and speaking of sponsors...
And now, a big thanks to our sponsor.
Hey, if you're thinking about going to a concert in 2015, or a sports or a theater event, and you want tickets, check out clickitticket.com. You can just Google Click It Ticket and you'll find them. They have a huge selection of tickets, and they can get you into any concert, game, or Broadway show. It's there. Actually, at the top of MikesDailyPodcast.com, you'll see the Click It Ticket picture. Click It Ticket has a large selection of tickets to the hottest concert tours this year. And right now, Mike's Daily Podcast people get a special discount. Yes, you get 5% off your purchase by typing in the promo code Mike's Daily. So go and click on that link there at the top of MikesDailyPodcast.com. Also go to MikesDailyPodcast.com for links to where to find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Yelp, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. We're also on iTunes. Click on that link and go to where we are on iTunes and subscribe to the show there. You can also rate the show and comment on the show. And if you do that, that helps our ranking and more people find out about us. It's awesome. There's also a link to Amazon. If you buy anything on Amazon, go through that link there at MikesDailyPodcast.com, and we get a little bit from that too. Tell all your friends on Facebook about us by liking the Facebook page and sharing when I post a new show. Share that with your friends, and more people find out about us that way too. There's also the blog, the Daily Podcast Picture. All my past interviews, too, are there at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Into an interview.
All right, we got you.
How y'all doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We just had band practice today. Been working through some new material.
Ooh.
And everybody's feeling good.
And is this Mark that I'm speaking? Mark Kennedy?
This voice is Mark.
And we also have, so Mark is the guitarist and vocalist, and we have Matt Allen, who's the bass player. Hello, Matt.
Howdy.
And then there's Gregory Hopkins on drums. Hello, Gregory.
That is me.
Hey, it's everybody. All right. We're using a complex phone system in order to bring us all together at this moment. It's fantastic because we're talking to North Carolina today.
Way out here. Yeah, right. Distant land. Sorry, okay.
How is it? How's the weather right now?
It's cold out here. It's supposed to get down to freezing. Like my girlfriend, she might not even go into work tonight because they're predicting snow.
Where does she work?
Where? Some plant, it's a plastics factory. She's working third shift, and it's ridiculous.
Plastic?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of plastic, but you can think. I mean, but you should, they come stuff you're drinking out of, probably from here.
We have to thank North Carolina for the plastic that we use here in California. And your name, CRUMB CATCHER. How did you guys come up with that name?
I came up with that, and I want to clarify some things when it comes to that, too.
Go ahead.
I used to work at this restaurant, used to work at IHOP, and anyway, I considered that we called the space in between the booth, where the seat of the booth and the back of the booth, where that little space is, we called it a crumb catcher. So that's what I thought it was. That's the word that I connected in my mind, and I felt like I was kind of catching crumbs, and it's just a catchy name. And when I thought of it, that's when I knew it was a keeper. Later, I learned that it's really dealing with big beard and also brushes, and it's a huge, underneath the toaster. Yeah, there's a huge thing of, whole segment of the population that, is judging the crumb catchers. And then it's also a brush that gets crumbs off of tables, a little tiny, broom. But I wasn't thinking of those things when I thought of crumb catcher, thinking of the space between booths.
Oh, man, Mark, that is really good. I like that. It can mean so many things.
And later I realized now that it does.
Well,
it's metaphoric. Yeah, I mean, it's metaphoric because we've, caught crumbs. We catch a little bit. We try to, do something with it. So it, makes sense on all kinds of levels and stuff.
What are some of the crumbs that you've caught, Mark?
Like this interview. That's just, there you go, man. I mean, any show we can pick up, anywhere we can go. Yeah, what we do. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Just to record, I got to record for free at a friend's house who was just nice enough to let me do it. But otherwise, I mean, I don't make enough money to ever save up enough. So, it was just little things that, luckily I was able to take advantage of, but really, they were, hard to do.
Well, who did the artwork for it? Now, you have an EP out, or is it an album? It's an album.
It's an album. Fired.
It's called Fired.
Yeah.
And who did the artwork for your album cover?
That is, proud to say it. And he also did the video and directed the video. Right there. I'm gonna say it. I'm getting ready to say it. I was getting more build up. Okay. I was adding more to the album cover art, the video for Vast Expanse. Who's behind all this magic? Derek Brooks, who's been my friend for a long time, and he does a lot of stuff in film. And anyway, he's just a long-time friend, so he came up with pretty much that idea. The only thing I had was the hydrant. I did think of the hydrant. I thought I needed something, another color in there. But no, the whole setup and all of that was him, and he did that in Photoshop.
And why a hydrant, Mark?
Just something it was just needed something red.
Oh.
A different color in there, because without the hydrant, it's just green and gray, and I just thought it needed. And so a hydrant goes against the wall.
And it is called Fired, the album, so that kind of helps.
And duh, that's right. I know I wasn't even thinking, but I forgot. Yeah, Fired is burnt in the. Fired is burnt in the. Yeah, that's right.
Well, now I love this song "Vast Expanse," and the video is very